What's happening, world? It's your boy Sekou. Sekou DaGod, back at you with another one. Just my thoughts. Breaking generational curses. Breaking generational curses. There's a lot of stuff involved in that, and a big thing in breaking generational curses is holidays. Holidays that really don't mean nothing, like Valentine's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, which is one of the most disrespectful of all, Mother's Day. A lot of people still, celebrate these things, but they have no idea what they are. They literally have no idea what they're doing or what they're celebrating. And now we're in the age of all knowing. We're in the age of where you wanna answer, just Google it. You wanna know the history of something, just Google it. And I strongly know, because belief is the acceptance that a statement is true, based off of opinion and conviction, not fact. So it's just basically something you're thinking about. That's all belief is. There is no concrete evidence in belief. So, breaking these generational curses. To a lot of my melanin people that grew up in certain areas, such as myself, aka the hood, there are certain certainties that we know. There's people that I know been on Section 8 and still on it to this day. You know what I mean? And they pass that down to their kids. That's one generational curse. But back to the holidays, though. And I get it because that's something that we had, right? That's something that we went through. So, okay, you could say, oh man, that's messed up because you're taking away Christmas from your children. Didn't you have a Christmas? Yeah, I did have a Christmas. But just because my parents, they didn't know any better, doesn't mean I had to perpetuate that same exact thing. So in my house, we don't celebrate no holidays at all. The only holiday that we do, well, not even a holiday, the day that really matters is your birthday. The day you came into fruition. That's the day that really matters to us, and that's the day that we celebrate. Christmas, don't celebrate that. Valentine's Day, don't celebrate that. We don't celebrate Mother's Day in our house. We don't celebrate Father's Day in our house. We don't celebrate any other stuff they told us to celebrate. Now, generational curses are broken, and you have a choice to do that. And the big thing is, a lot of these holidays, a lot of people are pro-black or pro-melanin, but when a holiday come around, they forget all that. When the football game comes on, they forget all that. When a basketball game comes on, they forget all that. When a new game drops, they forget all that. And these things are called generational curses. They're meant to be broken. Especially around this time in this era. They're meant to be broken. So how can you move forward if you're still doing the exact same thing that your parents did? And if you know any better, right? If you know any better, it's a difference if you didn't know their history. But like I said, now there's really no excuse. There's literally no excuse for you to not know your history. I'm sorry. And I don't give that to anyone. A lot of people can Google a lot of dumb shit like people's net worth and something that has nothing to do with you at all. But you can't Google the origin of a holiday. You can't Google that. Oh no, you don't want to Google it because you don't want to take that away from your children. What you're doing is further bringing them up on the bullshit that you was brought up on. I remember my son, right? He believed in the Tooth Fairy, right? And I said, all right, we're going to cut all this out right now. He going to know who the Tooth Fairy is. It's me. You know what I mean? It's King. King's the Tooth Fairy. I said, all right, so this is how we broke that generational curse. But we didn't lie to him. Understand that. We were lied to. We don't lie to our children. Facts. We do not lie to them. Because when he goes out in this world, him being a young melanated man, we're not going to set him up like we were set up. Period. We're breaking generational curses. So when it came down time for his tooth, right? I said, okay, he believed in the tooth fairy. This had to be when he was around 10. All right, well, he believed in the tooth fairy. Okay, so go ahead. Put your tooth under that pillow. So you know how long that tooth stayed up under that pillow? That tooth stayed up under that pillow for about 2 or 3 weeks. Until he finally came to the conclusion that, yo, the tooth fairy not real. He not real. I've been telling him now. I said, the tooth fairy not real. I said, all right, well, just let it stay up under there. It stayed up under there for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then when he finally realized and came to the realization that it wasn't real, I took his tooth. And I put the money up under his pillow. Then he woke up and he came to me and said, thank you, King. Thank you. Thank you for the money for my tooth. You're welcome, son. Breaking generational curses. What's the point of me lying to him? Why? Because that's what you're doing. You're lying to your children. I want you to know that. You are lying to your children. You're lying. And you ain't doing nothing but further perpetuating the same thing that happened to you. Same thing with Christmas and all that. I'm not going to lie to my kids. We're breaking generational curses over here. So what comes with that is that your world being shook up. And we'll rather tell him the truth now than have him suffer the consequences later on. We'd rather do that. So, in conclusion, break them generational curses. And that comes with finances and everything as well. Credit, land ownership, everything. Break them generational curses. But you want to know a good place to start? It's holidays. That's a very, very good place to start to separate yourself from the matrix. So start with holidays and breaking generational curses. And this is my video for the day. This is Say Cool to God. I'm out. You can comment, like, subscribe, and share. Peace to the gods.